Hey, what's going on? And welcome to the map Comlands and the first episode in our 200 horsepower challenge. This is a challenge that was posted on another YouTuber's community page, Crustu, who is a fellow Canadian, posted a challenge which I thought was kind of a neat idea. So I've elected to create this as a new season or new series. I like this map. I've wanted to play this map a number of times, and it was just kind of interesting that I saw his post and the premise to the challenge sort of fit in with the way I game. But I feel that it's giving me permission to do a few things that normally I wouldn't do. So I'm going to read you quickly through the premise, and then we got to pick a field and get things rolling here. So hang up. I'm just going to bring that up here. You can look at the beautiful scenery while I talk. Maybe I'll try to put this on screen. I don't know. We'll see. But so basically, this is a 200 horsepower challenge where none of the equipment we can have is over 200 horsepower. We start with $250,000, and that's it. Nothing else. No truck, no trailer, no tractor, no chainsaw, nothing like that. That $250,000 has to then be turned around we have to use that to purchase all of our equipment and our land and everything. Game settings, here's where there's going to be some stuff that's new to me. Game settings, the economy set to easy. That's what I've never played it with easy economy, so it'll be interesting to sell silage at $700 per 1,000 liters and not $180 on a good day. Traffic will be on. No loans, no leasing, no super strength, no auto loading, nothing like that. Seasonal growth is off. So this is something new to me also. Whereas the growth calendar does not exist anymore. You plant your crops. Actually, I guess I don't know this, but I'm assuming that if wheat normally takes 4 months to grow, then it's going to still take 4 months to grow. But I can plant it any time and it will grow. So that's new to me. We're going to see how that goes. I don't really know what strategies should be around that, but I guess what I need to do is figure out which crops grow the fastest, maybe, and plant them whenever. Or actually, maybe what I should be doing, because the price fluctuations are still there, even though the seasonal growth is off. So maybe there'll be some thinking around that. Maybe days per month are going to be 1. So 1 day equals 1 month. Snow's on, crop destruction's on. All the other stuff like stones, you need lime, weeds, all that stuff is on. He did put a specification in there for mods being mod hub only and plus auto drive. Now, I don't really use auto drive, but I will do my best to adhere to the mod hub only item. But I have almost 100 gigs of mods, and honestly, there may be the odd one that slips in there that I downloaded a long time ago outside mod hub. So as far as collaborating, I guess we're running parallel series, and actually there's one more person that's going to be playing that I know confirmed for sure, and we'll get to that in a second. But as far as it's a collaboration of sorts, in that we'll be talking about and perhaps encouraging you to go check out each other's series. It's also but it's not really a collaboration because I'll be the only one on the map, and it's not a challenge. We're not turning around to say it's 30 episodes and we'll see who can come up with the most amount of money. It's actually kind of an interesting experiment, which is also kind of why I really like this, because I'm always interested to see how different people tackle different, situations, challenges, and scenarios. So in this case here, I know of 3 people: myself, Crustu, and Rusty Money Gaming as another YouTube channel. Will be the third person that I know of. Anyways, there may be somebody else that's committed, and we'll talk about them once we find out. But honestly, I know the 3 of us, so it'll be interesting to see how the 3 of us tackle it. I know Crustu mentioned he'd be aiming for somewhere between 25 and 30 episodes. I'm thinking at one episode, like 1 month / day will be 1 episode. So I'm thinking if that's what we're aiming for, then I'll probably be it would make sense to me that between 24 and 36 episodes might be the way to go, because then that would be, even in-game years. Anyways, that's kind of the idea. It's aiming for 2 episodes per week, and that's about it. Now, for me, 2 episodes per week has to be very limited amount of editing. It may result in some jump cuts and some things where otherwise there might have been a time lapse, but I think the overall outcome will be something that we can enjoy. So it's vast here, just vast. So Okay, here's the part that I'm really nervous about. And actually, if you notice, I have time set to 0 right now. So our time scale's at 0. I will get that rolling once we get things picked here. But I just kind of wanted to talk a little bit at the beginning. And this next part's going to make me a little bit ill until we discover what our future holds. So I don't know any other way to do this other than to screen record off my phone a random number generator, which looks like this. And bring up the map. So hang on a sec, let me do that. Okay, so let me just kind of move this over and we'll put the screen recorded piece over to the side here. Okay, so there are 55 fields on this map. There are 3 fields in particular which I've left out of the selection. So if you look down, I got right here 30, 42, and 44. 30's right here, 42's here, 44's here. These fields include a portion of the store. So rather than having to deal with that, I've just left those out of the selection, but everything else is fair game. If you're familiar with this map, you'd know that up in 43 here, there's a starting farm. Actually, you can see field 1 here. I've gone and eliminated, which I also understand that Krusty was doing as well, eliminated all the equipment that would have been there, eliminated any of the buildings, just took everything out of there. And then I painted over the field, so that's grass now, and putting grass. Over here, there was, I believe it was over here on field 18, there was also another couple buildings. No field there, but what I did there is I painted over this dirt, put grass in there, painted over a portion of this road. As well as up here, there was also another pad right there. So I've painted over that. That's grass now. And then the road is also grassed. So every field has more or less the same, well, they're all raw, I guess I should say, because there's very different opportunities depending on the field you end up with. Actually, we'll talk about these bales in a second. I'll tell you right now. So there was some pallets in the starting farm, and I don't know how to get rid of them. So I just basically carried them over and threw them in the woods, and they'll just live there forever. If we, for whatever reason, we end up with field 6, then I'll take those pallets and throw them somewhere else. So we're not going to use those pallets, but I just didn't know how to get rid of them. So anyways, in saying that, we're about to now select at random the field. Okay, so we have, as you can see here, 1 through 55. We've eliminated 30, 42, and 44. Let's head up to the Wheel of Torture, Fortune, whatever you want to call it, and let's hit this. Can I just tell you what I'm hoping for first? So we only have $250,000, and that has to include our equipment. A lot of grass fields here, not a lot of forestry fields. I almost don't want to end up with a forest field, but if we did end up with some trees, I guess it wouldn't be the end of the world. I just don't want to do a ton of forestry. What I'd rather do is probably a bunch of grass work, to be honest with you. But I'm hoping for one of these smaller fields. So now you're going to see. So these are the numbers we're going to go with. But when you flip over here, for example, farmland is different than field, I guess. But whatever. I'm kind of hoping for one of these side lots, to be honest with you, and maybe like something up here. I mean, that's still not a short drive to the store. Even this, look at this. If this would be a perfect field for me, to be honest with you. Yes, there's a road through it, and I believe this is almost a cliff, but there's a reasonable amount of grass in here, and it's a fairly small investment at the beginning. Even this one back here might be okay. Look at that, 70 grand. Some of these are 180. It's not going to leave us a lot of money, right? So anyways, whatever. It is what it is. Let's just, let's go here. I think I'm stalling because I'm worried about what this wheel's going to say. So let's go spin this right now. Ready, folks? Daddy needs a new pair of shoes. Come on, that is loud. Okay. Okay, let me stop the recording. I haven't even looked at the screen yet. Okay, that's done. Field 24. 26. Oh my. Okay. I'm the farthest away from the stores I possibly could be. Oh, that's going to be a pricey field, isn't it? 150 grand. I bet you there's a huge hill along the backside of this. I got the farthest field that I could possibly get. Okay, well, let's just buy it. We're going to use a little trickery here just to get ourselves over there so we can go look at it together at the beginning here. Okay, we are now on our field. So, I mean, this is going to be a mega field. We're going to have lots of opportunity here. Okay, we're on the road too. So, I'll talk about that in a second. So, if you look up here, right to what in essence is going to be the top of that hill, because if you look on the mini map there, the border goes right up into the trees, and the trees start at the top of that nasty hill right there. And then if you look this way, we are all the way over to the woods over there. I mean, there's really not a lot to look at here. It's a field, right? We're gonna pull a ton of grass off of here. We're gonna mow this. I can tell you right now, we're gonna mow this whole thing. At some point here, we'll probably go and attack those trees. Like, this is not a survival map, so it's or starting from scratch necessarily. We're starting from a position of you know, we had $250,000 and we still have almost 100 grand. What do we have? $98,000 right now. So we're not broke by any means. Yeah. So there's quite a bit of field. There's quite a bit of grass that's not totally usable, right? Because of that hill. Kind of here. So, okay. Well, I mean, we have, okay. It's a good opportunity. Don't get me wrong. I'm not really happy that we're as far away from the freaking store as we possibly, we can't even see the store from here. I don't think. So that's a challenge. So two things here. Wait, while we're doing this, let's do this. You guys use this at all? This is not going to be part of our gameplay once we get rolling here, but let's go for a jog all the way back up to the store. One thing that I always use, which I do not have enabled here, is free landscaping. So we're gonna have to pay for all the landscaping. I mean, I think if you've watched anything that I play, I don't put a building down without putting a gravel pad down and all the stuff that you would do in reality. I don't just necessarily plop something in the grass. This is going to be a little bit harder to kind of adhere to that because I got to pay for everything. And honestly, I have no idea how much landscaping is, so it could be extremely expensive, and that could create a bit of a problem for us. So we're not taking advantage of free landscaping. Where's the entrance? Right here. All right, do you see that? That was a hike and a half. Let's just move this back here so we can run a little bit like this speed. Anyways, yeah, so we're not taking advantage of free landscaping. Thankfully, that field is pretty flat, so I won't need to, pay for a lot of flattening, but I will have to pay for dirt roads and stuff if I want to put a road or a pad or something like that in. So I am going to try to keep it real, so to speak. Oh yeah, okay. What is also not in his post and instructions, and I actually haven't asked him this, but and this does somewhat fit into a realism mod for me because you do have to pay for it. But store deliveries, being that we are 800 miles from the store, I think I will utilize, unless I find out that this is something that he didn't want to see in as a sort of concept. Then we'll stop using store deliveries if we started using it already. But I think we're probably gonna have to use store deliveries because that is quite far. But we pay what 2.5% or 3% or something like that of every purchase price, so it's not free by any means. We have to pay for it. But I won't be resetting vehicles to the store just to get there faster, and teleporting vehicles and all kinds of crap like that. I do like to make myself suffer, and don't forget we do have easy economy here, so I mean we're gonna be making money. We're just gonna be driving a lot. What I did mention though is I'd like to try to keep the editing to a minimum. And so that would mean maybe none or not as many time lapses, maybe more jump cuts. That means that I'll likely be jump cutting and not necessarily just driving on camera. So let's do this. We're gonna go into the store here to see what we can get for a tractor. My first order of operations. My first order of business is going to be to get a tractor, a mower. We're gonna go forage wagon, and we're going to pick up one of those $10,000. The fermenters, so we can begin creating some loose silage, and we're going to need a trailer obviously to cart that back to the sell point. We're going to get to use some equipment I think in this series that I don't normally get to because normally I'm just broke all the time, and I think we're going to be able to make some money here. So let's go in together first to check the used market. We definitely don't need that. We certainly don't need that, and although this is freaking cool, we certainly don't need that. I have no idea what this is. Okay, so I'm thinking this says something about mowers. Mulchers can be used to crush the crop stubbles. Mowers cut grass. So are we assuming that this is a mower? Oh, configuration. Mowers. Okay, I mean, all right. I'm not going to use this as the opportunity to test that thing on screen. It's tempting at 6 meters. I don't know, 110 horsepower, 6 meter working width. What's the what is the Batwing? So it's a little bit more money, less horsepower requirement, and slightly wider working width. So I mean, but there's no swath dropping. Actually, there's no. I don't know if there's swath dropping in that other one either, right? To save you the horror, which is the inner workings of my mind when it comes to making a decision, why don't you guys wait out here, and I'll be back out with my decision in a moment. And then once we buy that first tractor and the mower and that, we'll start the time because we're still sitting at 0 there. So remind me if I haven't done it, okay? Okay, I've settled on, hold on, let me just get rid of, we don't need no stinking license plates, do we? Unless, all right, there we go. Had to put the plate on there. Okay, so for $30,550, we are going to pick ourselves up this Dutzfar $800 Nokian. I have to, I kind of like the tractor I drive, so we'll throw the tires on it. I put a beacon light on it. I'm adding the front loader right away. The arms, anyways. We're not necessarily going to buy the full thing. I know we can do this later, but I might as well do this right now. Black rims, bit of a custom paint job, and that is going to be our tractor for 30 grand. We got about 150, almost between 150, 160 horsepower. And now I just got to get a mower and a forage wagon. Leave everything else. I don't think I've ever used this tractor. I couldn't tell you if it's base game or not. Let's put the time to oh well, let's see, we're one day per episode, 1 day per month. We'll just keep it to 3 times. Oh Lord, I just remembered. We're driving all the way across. So I mean, we're obviously gonna have to drive across the grass. Well, hold on, that's not necessarily true. Let's look at the map here and see how we get to our farm. Okay, so that's this road here. Okay, so down this road at the junction, we want to hang a left, then we want to hang we want to hang a right, then a left, and we're right down there. Oh, look at this. Oh, God. We have a top speed of 40. Really? I didn't even see that. All right, that's going to make life a little bit harder. It would have been nice if we had like 60 or whatever. Now, in all fairness, so I was looking at tractors that were around 100 horsepower, and they all had top speeds of like 30. But here's what I really was looking for. I was looking for something that had the ability to put the front loader arms, like I wanted to be able to put a loader on the front. I wanted and I wanted some power anyways. Like I wanted at least 100 horsepower. I didn't necessarily care about drivetrain. Honestly, I don't know if this is 4-wheel drive or not. I'm assuming that it's 4-wheel drive, but who knows? I wanted something that I've never really used, which is this tractor. I've never really used this before. And anyways, that's what I got. And I didn't want to get super expensive. So what was this thing, like 30 grand? So that was kind of the max of what I wanted to allot to a tractor. Now, so yes, this thing goes 40, but there's chances of us having to having had to spend more to get a faster driving speed with more power. Obviously, would have been a reality. So maybe hopefully this turns out to be a good option for us. I have all the REA mods activated, the center of gravity, all the realistic dirt, all that kind of stuff. So I do have to be careful because if I do flip the tractor, I think my game's over. I think at that point, if I flip the tractor, we're just gonna quit because I won't have the ability to turn it over. And just straight through the next junction here, and we'll be at. We'll be able to cross a bridge and drive a little further until we get to our property. So this actually didn't seem that bad, but I mean, we were chatting, so this drive's probably going to get old fast. Not to mention when it comes time to sell anything, we're going to have to drive all the way back up there. So here's something else I was thinking in regards to selling, right? So we have the store, obviously, way up at the top, but there are mods available to us that create sell points. And we don't have anything in the rules necessarily that says you can't put a work with the farmer, work with the co-op up at the main shop there, and put in a distribution point where they'll come and pick up after they pay you a reduced sale amount. So for example, I could put in a sell everything container down here, at which point I'm sure there'll be times where it won't be the max price, but it'll save me the drive. I could sell into that, and then they could deal with that how they would however they want up at the main center there. Sort of how we would get around that. But so gotta be careful, because I'm certain that I have other mods on that allow me to just mow anywhere and stuff like that. So okay, first cut. So this is going to give us a really good idea of what we're actually working with for a field here, and then just how far. I'm not going up very far, not on this first cut. We're gonna get in here with a forge wagon. I don't want to tip over. We're gonna pull a bunch of grass off here. How much? Do you want to take a guess? I just did this on Valley Springs. Did a first cut, and I think I pulled like 300,000 liters of grass and put it into the fermenting silo. So I'm guessing that this is going to probably be similar. We're gonna go around once together here, and then we're probably gonna just jump to when it's mowed. Obviously, these are gonna be our next fields, right next to us here, as we carve out our life here in the back corner of the map. I can't believe we got the back corner. And that's kind of how that was, like, I'm telling you right now, that was a realistic one. I just put the map together. That was my first spin. I'd never not been on the map yet. Or not like spun and then picked a different spin. Like, that was the spin that we're living with. So obviously you can tell, like, I'm not going to do this to myself if I had a choice and give myself the back end of the map. So you can tell obviously that was realistic. All right, so let's just turn it around here. And that's going to be our first working area. Obviously not including the hill. But this is it. I mean, this is what we got to work with. Who knows? Like, I know these fermenting silos turn silage over fairly quickly, and the price for silage, I think on a low point, is like $500 for 1,000 liters, and on a high point, it's like 700 and something. So, I mean, we're gonna have to make an absolute crap ton of money on silage here. So the trees probably aren't going to be a factor for us, but there are a number of trees on that hill there that we can go and attack. Now, I got to get all the wood off the hill, so typically I would go in with a front end loader and pallet forks and take the grass off, or take the logs out that way. But just because of that hill, I'm not going to be doing that. I said I wasn't going to go up the hill here. We're going to go a little ways up the hill. Yeah, right. I'm not going to take the bale arms, the loader arms, or whatever you call it, and go in and risk rolling down the hill. So anything we take off anything we take off that hill, we're going to have to remove by hand. We're taking a little bit of grass off this hill. Okay, anyways, I am going to get this cut, and then we're going to be making our next purchase, I guess. $52,000, eh? All right, anyways, yeah, let's note the time. So it's 8:30 game time. I'm on 3 times speed. Let's see what time I come back. Okay, we are just coming to the end of this. What did we say? It was like 8:37 in game, and now it's 9:07. So like about 30 minutes in game. I don't know what 3 times speed equates to in reality. I'm pretty sure it doesn't mean that, like, every 3 minutes goes by in a minute. I don't know what it means. Who knows? But anyways, so I'm driving around here looking at all this grass. As I'm driving, I'm thinking, what are we gonna do here? I don't really know. Like, the goal is not to make as much money as possible. The goal is just to have a nice gameplay over a period of time and see what kind of farm you can create. I think because it's not like we're all sitting here saying, okay, who can get to $1 million first, or who can generate the most amount of money. I don't think the money in your bank account at the end of a specific period of time is really a measure of success. Did you have fun playing it? Did you create something that you enjoy? Like if I could put a bunch of buildings in a field and never landscape it, and I'm not gonna like that, right? I like this. I like playing a certain way. I like things to look a certain way, and that's what we're gonna do here. I mean, the three of us that I know that are playing now, Crust2, obviously, who posted this idea in the first place, and Rusty Money Gaming, home of Barn. What is it? What does he say, man? Barn Talk with coffee and a sticky donut or something like that. I love listening to his live streams that I've just recently discovered, and will be a fan, and am a fan, and will continue to be a fan, anyways. But yeah, anyway, so it'll be interesting to see how we go about this. So I hate to do this. I am going to use store delivery to purchase my windrow. I hate to buy this thing, but like, how do I not? Right now at the beginning here, I let me promise you this. We're going to buy this thing right now. I'm saying I hate to use this because we tend to use this. Like, what else are you going to use, right? I mean, you don't really have much of a choice in the game. We'll make it white. Very thin anyways. But like for $1,300 and a 6.5 meter working width, how the hell do I not buy this? All right, so as I said, so we paid an extra $33 to have this delivered to us. So it's 2.5% of the purchase price. That's what we pay. So if we bought something that was $100 grand, 2.5% of that we have to pay to have it delivered, rather than driving all the way to the top and back. So in this case here, did $33 save me some hardship? Yes, you know what? I think that's money well spent. Later on, when it becomes a big amount of money, you know what? Maybe we don't want to do that, but right now, I'm doing it. When we get to the forage harvester, is it forage harvester? Is that what it's called? Then we may want to do that also, because I think it's only like. Oh God, I hope I'm not just. I hope I just haven't just created a number in my head. I think the forage wagon is like $13,000 that I'm looking at, or is it 13,000 liters and it's more money? I can't even remember. So anyways, we'll figure that out together. But yeah, I hope you weren't offended that I just jump cut that grass. I don't foresee us doing any time lapses in this first episode as we get out here and start mowing. Maybe as we figure out the flow of this series and we try not to make epic 3-hour episodes, maybe we can add in a time lapse or two and throw some music in there, whatever. But I mean, I'm at almost 40 minutes of recording time right now, and we still need to go and pick up all this grass and put it into the yet to be built fermenting silo. So this first episode here, from what I understand, Crust2 is going to post his. He's going to be posting on Saturdays and Tuesdays, I think is what he said. I will try to do the same. He's going to post at. So if you're seeing this, he posted his 1 hour ago as a premiere. He posted his first episode an hour ago. I think he was going to do it at 11 o'clock Eastern Standard Time here in North America. And so I've sort of electing to post mine at noon, so we can sort of run through his and then I'll post mine. Reason being, I kind of like to see what he did. I'll obviously have already recorded this, so it's not like I'm looking at his and then quickly trying to plan my farm so it's the same as his or whatever. That's not what this is about anyways. We're all grown up, so I highly doubt that we've tried to be goofing around, but I kind of like to see what he did, and then yeah, I mean, if he wants to send anybody over my way from his fan base to come and watch this episode, then it'll be posted at noon Eastern Standard Time, provided I can figure out how to schedule that, because I do have a job booked outside the house, so I'm gonna have to figure out how to schedule that in YouTube. What I don't know is what Rusty Money Gaming is looking at doing as far as when he's going to be posting, but anyways, so you definitely need to go check theirs out also. Actually, I would encourage you, if you can, if you found this channel through either Rusty Money Gaming or Crustu's channel, leave a comment in down so I know that. I think that'll be cool to just sort of see where people find this, where you found this series, because I'm thinking we're going to see some sort of cross germination where you're going to have some subscribers going from one channel to the other. All right, so I think you saw this coming. I'm going to get this done, and we are going to purchase ourselves a forge wagon and put down our first placeable, which will be the fermenting silo. So I'm praying right now that I didn't screw. Actually, now I'm saying this, I think the forge wagon we're going to get, the 13,000 liter one that looks somewhat homemade. I think it's like $6,000. I'm making up numbers. I'm guessing. We'll see what it is. And I think the fermenting silo is like 10. So let's meet back here momentarily, shall we? Okay, there's a little bit back there that wasn't actually windrowed, but you know what, we're gonna pick that up with the forge wagon when we have it. Okay, so let's pop this up. Yeah, again, I mean, I just almost feel guilty using this windrow, but can't beat it, you know? I'm just up on the tractor. So we got the windrowing done. That was fantastic. We at 18 kilometers an hour. You know, it was lightning quick. So such a pain. And you know, I do feel guilty about using this, but I just, you know, they don't give us a choice. This thing's like not even $2,000, and anyways, it is what it is. We used it. Eventually we'll upgrade it so we're not using it, but let's get the forge wagon. Okay, moment of truth. $3,400. Okay, that's way less. Oh my God, I gotta. Well, no, it's gonna be more because I'm gonna go with the larger volume. So we go from 10 meters. We throw in $100, and we're now up to 13. Well, sorry, 13,000 liters. I guess is really what it is. Let's go with the wood sides. Shoot, I gotta go look at the tractor. That's going to ride down there on the lower hitch, or is it going to run on that hitch right there? I don't know. Is it this one? Okay, well, let's hope it's this one. $92 to have that delivered. Okay, so I'm going to pick up the grass over in this corner here. To me, this makes the most sense over here to start putting our... yeah, okay, I think I got the right... yeah, sorry, I was going to say, I think I got the right mount. If I picked the high mount, then this thing would have been sitting too high. So we definitely have a low mount. So it mounted right down there. PTO went in the middle. So yeah, we made the right choice there. So we'll do a couple passes down here on this end, and then we will figure out where we're going to put our silo. I want it close to the road though. Eventually we can build out all of this, but I don't really want to. I guess I don't have a ton of extra money to spend on landscaping right now, and I will put in some kind of a little laneway or something. Yeah, this should be actually. So I think earlier I said something about this being, you know, 300,000 liter potential for grass pickup, but in the end, I got to consider the yield, right? This might not be anywhere close to the yield that we got when. No. That was close. This might not be anything close to the yield we got on Valley Springs. If you think about Valley Springs, the grass grows so high, so it's possible that we got way more grass off a smaller field in Valley Springs. That was close, man. We almost tipped. Look, I'm blaming it on all of us. I almost tipped. Oh man, that would have sucked. Okay, let's just look here. I'm pretty sure this is the one I put in Valley Springs, so let's try something. Or did I put this in Valley Springs? Let's put this one. Okay, so we got to watch out for ground deformation. Let's see how much this costs. Oh, not much. I guess it's really not doing much either, but it's probably more the painting that cost us, right? I think we paid just a couple dollars for that. Let's hope dirt is cheap. I guess it's all about the same. $2 per something. $2 per something. We don't know what. So I would have landscape anywhere on, I think. So I should be able to connect us to that road. Pay for it, obviously. But even though that's not our land, that's okay. Okay, anyways, that makes me feel better. It's not, I just wanted to make sure that we had some kind of a connection there. All right, this would be when you would leave your prediction down below for how much grass you think we're going to take off of this. Put in the comments below and let me know how many thousands of liters we're going to get off of this this field. Okay, that's good news. It worked. Let's activate this. There was a dip in the road there, but anyways. Do I activate this? That's activated. We are now making silage. It holds 2 million liters. We're in August. So the other thing we could do too is set it to automatically sell, which from what I was told after asking the question on another playthrough, was that Valley Springs maybe? Was it? I don't remember, but I was told by somebody that when you set things to automatically sell, they sell on the hour. So because I had this comment, I had made this comment that you don't necessarily see the money come in for, like, I just never really saw any money come in when I set things to sell, but then I was told that they actually sell on the hour, so then that would make sense. That's why I'm never seeing it, because they would sell even if it was like 20 liters. Kind of a cool view when you look in the mirror on the side there. You see the silo in the background. Oh, not anymore. There it is. I can only imagine over the last 54 minutes of recording here, I've just kind of rambled a little bit. It's funny, I get into a new, I don't want to say a new series, because I don't necessarily, make lots of YouTube content, but when I get into a new map or a new gameplay, it always, or playthrough, I guess I should say, it always feels a little bit hectic at the beginning. Like, as I sort of find my stride and the flow, it doesn't feel like there's a lot of flow at the beginning and you're sort of all over the place. So kind of what this feels like, but I will say that, there's obviously a clear direction here. we just mowed a massive piece of grass, and we're now going to be making silage as our first source of income. I don't have any plans immediately for animals or anything like that. I think we want to get our farming set up. When I say get our farming set up, that would mean, figure out what, if anything, we're going to plant for crops. That's a big piece of it, which would mean we'd have to make some fields. It sort of pains me right now to put this, like, this is such a bad setup. This silo that I would have put gravel down. I would have just not the typical setup, but I got to really watch what I'm doing when it comes to the landscaping. Anyways, all right, so let's make one final jump here to maybe the last load or two of when we take off here, because I'm going 21 kilometers an hour, which is great. It's faster than the windrow, but it is what it is. It's not going to be short by any means, so we'll do that so we can make the best use of everybody's time, and then we'll see where we're at. We're playing 1 month / 1 day, which are going to be the same thing in this gameplay per episode. So it's going to be kind of painful. I'd love to get a ton of stuff done here, but then I also don't want to make a 3-hour episode. So let's see just how far we can get here. We're just looping around to pick up this piece across the back here, and I'm not going to stress out about this line's like the one that's sitting right there in front of my face. I don't know. I want to say we're getting close to 200,000 liters. I can't imagine what fertilizing and like putting lime down and everything in this field would do for the grass. It'd be amazing. So yeah, we got a little bit more to go back out there and pick up, and then we'll check the actual total. Had a couple close calls with forage wagon and tractor on 2 wheels. That's interesting. All right, let's go see what's over here. Yeah, look at this beast of a field here. Okay, that's it. Let's take this 2,400 liters and go see what we've got. I think it's going to be an impressive number. So I'm looking at those. Now we have three trailers really in the game, and as keen as I am to put them in sheds, we're not putting a shed up right away. Actually, there's some pretty inexpensive sheds. I will take a look. Okay, where are we at? Wow. So we have 175,000 liters of grass, and we've already made about 10,000 liters of silage. So not bad. Okay, so let's go over here and plan our next steps. A couple things that just dawned on me. One, okay, perfect. So we're making silage. We're gonna make, I don't know, what are we? What's 180 times 600? What is that? I'm not reaching for my calculator. Are you reaching for your calculator? Times 100 is $108,000. We got a significant amount of money percolating there in the fermenting silo. So I think we probably could afford to put in a small shed to kind of stash some of our equipment there. I think maybe something like this. I mean, we can start off. I mean, if we're going to be making $100,000 when we mow the lawn, we can afford a few little buildings. What I'm worried about is how much landscaping I'm going to have to do after the fact. What's this going to do to the ground? Yeah, look, we got a bit of a lump there. So let's get this smoothed out, and we will hopefully end up with a reasonable little area here. Let's see what this does. I don't want to accidentally spend a fortune on landscaping. Like it can happen so quickly. How's that look? That's not too bad. All right, so it wasn't the worst. We can always put in plants later. We can just work with dirt for now. So another thing that dawned on me here is the length of this episode. At a whopping 60 minutes of recording time so far. I think this is going to be an unapologetically long first endeavor here on the map as we, like I mentioned, really find our way. And I don't know what that means. Like here's I don't know, here's what I like when I watch Farming Simulator content, because I do put a lot of it on. Like I work, I'm at my desk a lot working, and when I work, it's typically putting marketing packages together and you know, editing video and stuff like that. So when I like just putting on, I appreciate long episodes because it means that I can throw on an episode of whatever it is that I'm watching, whether it's usually it's this. It's either Farming Simulator content, it's City Skylines content, or of late it's vintage motorcycle restoration content, or a video where people build cafe racers, like cool motorcycles, of which I recently found one in a barn and brought it home. So that's a sort of a project that's going on here right now. Or anyways, going on. It's literally been a couple of days since the things arrived here. So that's a project that will be going on. But it means that I've been binge watching motorcycle rebuilds. So, but I like something that I can put on that doesn't, you know, I don't have to like 10 minutes later go and find something else or be subject to whatever the next video is that may or may not be something I want to watch. So I like it when I'm watching stuff that's longer episodes. Maybe I'm saying that just as an excuse to justify making this a long episode. I don't know, but this one's going to be a bit of a long one, folks, because we are still in the month of August. It's just after lunch, and we can get a little bit of work done still. So I'm going to need to buy a trailer so we can cart the silage to the store when it's ready to sell. But that's not, you know, tomorrow. It might. Oh, you never know. I mean, it might be in September. Chances are it's more later into the year, anyways. But you know. Okay, always makes me feel better when I know that stuff is put away, so that's good. This doesn't take care of our own lodging, but we may throw a tent down at the end of the day that we can at least sleep in. So if we just kind of zoom back here, now we have to decide what we're going to be doing as far as this field is concerned. Are we going to be plowing it for a grass field? Are we going to plant some type of, you know, like, are we going with arable and then production? What exactly are we going to do? I think what I'm going to do right now, like I said, we do still have some time in the day. We do have some money left, and we're going to be generating money as we sleep, obviously, as the silage ferments. I think we're going to pick up a plow. If I remember correctly, there are a couple plows that, with our 143 horsepower, we're still using shop deliveries. There's a couple plows that you can buy that I can handle with the tractor that I have. There's a John Deere plow. Oh, tractor snuck up on me. And we can probably, I don't think we're going to get a seeder. I think we're going to go with a planter. There's a great planter that's a direct drill, so I think we might do that. But for now, I think if we do, dare we do 2 big fields? I want to leave room for more buildings down where we've already got a building and a silo. There we go. Now we'll try to get some straight lines here. We try to, well, we'll straighten that out. We'll try to keep this straight so that way when we start hiring workers, they don't completely screw up, but we'll get the initial sort of shape here. The first few fields on a blank map like this, when you don't have a tree line all the way around or something to sort of really determine what the shape's going to be, get a little bit tough to envision, for me anyways, but this should leave enough room for the shed there. Don't want to encroach on the neighbor's yard, which is eventually going to be ours anyways. We might go that way, who knows? All right, so do you like watching plowing, or should I just jump this to the field done? I mean, the only way that I can see us getting a ton of work done and you not having to just sit there and watch me plow and listen to me run out of things to talk about is by running jump cuts. So I think we're going to be doing some of that. Man, this thing is pulling good. Only 3.7 meters. I don't know how many feet that is. What is that? I have no idea how many feet that is, but the tractor is perfect. 170 horsepower. The requirements, I think, were what, 130 or something for this chisel plow. So of course it should be pulling along nicely, but we were just chugging. So I was driving and thinking, and I thought, you know what? I mean, we got a lot done today already. At the amount of grass we pulled off this field, you know, got a couple buildings in, got over the shock of the land that we had to start this on. Oh my god, the furthest place from the store and the sell points is where we have set up shop. Anyways, so yeah, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the rest of this field done, and then we'll likely rest our weary heads for the rest of this month, and then episode 2 we will wake up in September with a bunch of silage that we can sell and one field here. So I think what we'll end up doing is at the beginning of September we will cut a second field, we'll sell silage, and then we'll use the money that we've earned there to purchase a planter and probably some kind of dual purpose fertilizer spreader, like one that we can put lime into and then empty that and put fertilizer into, at least at the beginning here. Eventually I think we would like, you know, one for fertilizer and one for lime, but at the beginning of this endeavor we probably find something that covers both things. So yeah, so we'll end up plowing, like, I guess I was thinking we plow all of this, and then hopefully at that point, how are we going to generate more income? I mean, we'd be waiting months, I guess. Well, sorry, no, we can buy, there's that little $75,000 lot right next to us here. I think it's like lot 5 or something like that. So as long as we have like 75 grand, I mean, we're going to get, I think we said about 100 grand off of the silage. And we don't need, there's a planter that I saw that, well, shoot, we could plant without fertilizing, I guess, obviously. Oh no, actually there's a direct drill planter that I think it's about 5 meters working with. It's also John Deere, I believe. You can put seeds and you can put fertilizer into that. So then it would just be a matter of getting the lime down. Could we potentially sell all the silage, get what we need in order to plant these eventually two fields, and still buy that other piece of property? Because that other piece of property would be what would sort of generate some cash to kind of get us by until we can get into you know, harvesting and getting another field of grass. So I don't know. It's been a heck of a long first episode. I really like watching this plow rip through this dirt. I don't know, it's pretty satisfying making a field. But we'll get this field finished. We'll get it cleaned up, and then we'll see where this goes. So like I mentioned, what seemingly was like days ago, this is a parallel series running alongside two other YouTubers, Crustu and Rusty Money Gaming. So please, two things: go and check out their series, see how they have elected to attack this map. And Rusty Money Gaming, he's opted to have his community choose his starting field blindly. He was running, I guess, polls or something, multiple choice tests in his community tab, I think, and potentially Discord, I'm not sure, having people narrow down the numbers, and I think he's now, well, by now he's come to a decision, I guess, on what field he's going to start. So we'll see where he starts, and then we'll see where Crustu starts also, but we'll see that all coming up shortly here. So go check them out, and then also let me know if you found this channel through one of their channels. Let me know in the comments. I'd be super curious to know It would basically go a long ways to confirming what we probably already know, is that you take three smaller creators and combine forces and referrals, and you could potentially raise the level for all of them, which is hopefully all of us. All right, so how's that for a rambling first session here on Comlands, the 200 horsepower challenge, and all of the fun that will ensue in our long distance travels and being isolated out here. But yeah, anyways, thanks so much for watching this marathon, and I will see you again very soon, because we'll be posting another episode here within the next couple of days. All right, thank you and goodbye.